You have all been given a web account, and I have placed an index.html file in the root of your account. I have also coded in some of the paths for the first assignments. However, you can use your own paths. This is just a suggestion so that you can understand how the web server works. To begin, this is the URL. So we have cawtweb.canyons.edu. This is a subdomain. It is in a folder 170-Pelkie. Your accounts will be in a folder in that folder. 170- now my address is different than yours. Yours will be your 7-digit ID number. So you will all have a web address, and index.html will be inside it. If you look at the source, here you see that I have coded in the paths for the assignments. Again, you can use your own paths should you wish to do so. The most important thing is that the path that you have coded in your HTML needs to match the folder structure, also known as a directory structure on the server. If the file names, folders, or the locations are not the same, it will not work. So you are learning how the web server is set up. So this is a logical representation of the way that I have set up the paths in the folder. So here is your account. Each one of you will have an account somewhere in a folder on the web server. And this is the root. Index.html, the main page, will be in the root. If you're following my directory structure here, you will have a Chapter 8 folder and also a Chapter 9, etc. But let's focus on the Chapter 8. In that folder, there will be two other folders. One folder is exercises and one folder is assignments. Again, look at the path. This is saying that in the root, and when we talk about the root, we don't reference the name of the folder. The name of the folder of the root does not matter. You just put everything in the root. So in the root, we have index and we have Chapter 8. So this is what this path is saying. It's saying that in the Chapter 8 folder, which has an exercises folder, then we will access this file. So here's the root. We're going to Chapter 8. We're going to exercises. And then you would place your assignment files in this folder. The same thing for the Yoga Studio assignment. It would go in the Chapter 8, in the assignments folder, and then there's an index file. Plus, there will be images that you need to upload also. So here's the path, Chapter 8, assignments, and all the files in there. So this is a relatively organized system I think I have set up. You can use my system or you can create your own. So here you have your folder. So everything in this folder should be exactly what you will be putting on the web server. So this is my root. I double click. There's my index. And here's Chapter 8. I have two folders. I just put one file in each folder. So you need to have everything set up on your computer and make sure that it is identical on the web server. Every time you upload new information, you need to write the paths in, and you will need to edit index.html, so you will need to upload that file also. You will upload your files to the web server using an FTP program. The FTP program will ask for a few pieces of information. The host, which is cawtweb.canyons.edu, the username, which is 170- your ID number, and the password. The password is explained in the handout. If it asks for a port, it will be port 21. So what this program does, and this program needs to be installed on your computer. Here is my computer, and notice I have already navigated to my web server folder. There's index and there's chapter 8. When I connect, I will be connecting to the server. So my files are on the left, my computer is on the left, the web server is on the right. So now I have logged in, I am in my root. Notice there's my index. Now let me show you a very nice thing. I can right click and I can create new folders. I also have tools up here to edit and delete. In most FTP programs, you can also just drag and drop. So I could drag these things right over if I wanted to. And so here what I have, there's my chapter 8, there's my 2 folders, there's my files. Now, every time you upload things, every time you make a change, and notice here, this is the icon to go back. You want to test it in the browser. So now I access my web account in the browser. I click on the first link. There we go. I can see my file is there. I hit the back button. I click on the next link. There you go. I can see my file is there. You'll always want to test your links, because if you click and something doesn't work right, then you know you have a problem and you can go back and fix it. So let me emphasize again, on your computer, you need to have everything arranged identical to what you're going to be putting on the server. So when you develop your applications, if you use a chapter 8 folder, and then you have 2 other folders inside chapter 8, and you click on assignments, and there's a file in there. So if we go back to the web server in the root, and I click on index.html, now this is on my local computer, it's not on the server. If I click my links and they work, that's wonderful. All I have to do is to duplicate everything up on the server. If on my computer I click my links and they don't work, then you know darn well they're not going to work on the server. So you need to fix your mistake on your computer before you put it onto the server. So you will need a free FTP program. There are several out there. And that is how you will be transferring files from your computer to the web server. When you create the assignments for the next chapter, you will need to edit index.html on your computer, code in the links, and then you will also need to upload index again. So all you would need to do is to select the file and you can drag it over. It will tell you that you already have a file. Do you want to replace it? And I'm going to say yes. So transferring files from your computer to the web server are very similar to transferring from your computer to a flash drive. You just access the file managers and you just copy and paste or drag and drop.